As a person who faces challenges with their mental health, I don't really like going to doctors because every doctor that I've seen for a couple years has told me that my physical, ailments had to do with my mental health and that I was making it up. Literally, that I was making it up or psychosomatic. And I mean, I've had conversations with my partner where I'm like half crying, like, I have a doctor's appointment tomorrow. I just really don't want to go because I'm so tired of people telling me that I'm making this up, that it's not real.
Really, stigma is a phenomenon of culture, right? It abides in culture. Different cultures have different levels of stigma. But health professionals have their own set of problems, and attitudes. And some of those have made it difficult for patients with mental disorders. We're trying to change that. But you should know that there's a culture that exists among health professionals that often creates barriers for people seeking mental disorders. The first step is to admit that, and then to get busy changing it. The integration of primary care and mental health is doing more to reduce stigma than anything I've seen. It means that people with mental health problems go to the same centers as other people, and in that center, primary care center, the resources are there to deal with the mental health issues. And as health professionals, we have to respond with a high level of concern, and we have to make sure that we're prepared to make a difference in the lives of all of our patients. So we have to make sure that if we don't have the knowledge and the skills, we are connected to a system of care where we can assure that the patients get what they need.
For the past year and a half I was experiencing like classic symptoms of celiac disease, which is actually can be pretty serious, and it kept getting worse and worse. And I kept going back to the doctor and saying, please listen to me. I know my body, like I'm getting sicker and sicker. And they're like, you had this overdose a couple months ago or like a while ago, and you have anxiety, like it's probably just an anxious stomach. Finally, a year later, they did a simple blood test for celiacs, and it came back positive. And they're like, oh, this is interesting. I remember very clearly on the phone that they said interesting, like almost like they couldn't believe it. And from there, I've gotten treatment for it, and I've been diagnosed as positive celiacs with like the intestinal damage that comes with it, which could have been completely prevented if the doctors had listened to me in the first place and taken care of my symptoms when they came in, and not writing it off as you have an anxious stomach.
To me, it's the relationships haven't been developed, the concept of shared decision making, informing the person, taking the time to spend with you to go over what's going on in your life. A lot of that doesn't exist in the primary care. So I'm really concerned that as we move into primary care, the people in positions of power won't have the understanding of the consumer movement, and we'll have a hard time getting our needs met.
I think that when I'm out in the community and out and about in my day-to-day, people don't guess that I'm a mental health client. But when I go to the doctor, there is my list of medications, and because I've been compliant with mental health treatment, I have taken medications, since I was 22. Those medications are on the information that the doctor first receives, and so immediately they know that I'm a person with a mental illness, and that is a real challenge. I've found that it takes a particular doctor to understand who I am and interact with me with a high level of respect and credibility for what I'm saying. I've often been dismissed, and I've often taken an advocate, a friend with me to just reinforce the message that whatever I'm going to the doctor for and talking about, that it's real and it needs to be respected and dealt with.
I think the single most important step primary care physicians can take in addressing and treating patients with mental health backgrounds is to first know and share with the patient that it's a process and that there's a partnership that's developing. And that partnership is not only with the primary care physician, but with the whole team. And relating back to the full definition of health being mental, physical, social well-being, with the physician recognizing that that is more of the complete patient. And identifying that and making sure that the patient understands that that partnership is strong, I really believe will help build deeper trust and have much more compliance with mental health patients.